welcome back to another pick a card reading on the Summer Sarah channel. If you're new, welcome. If you are returning, thanks for coming back. Make sure you have subscribed just so you don't miss a video. We do tarot at night and reading by day. Lots of reading going on this channel. So today we are going to be using the Super Attractor deck and the Mystic Mondays. The reason that we are using the Super Attractor definitely today is due to the fact that it is 11/11, a great day to just manifest all of your wishes and desires and all of the things that you may have been thinking about, but you haven't really put down on pen and paper or put out into the universe yet. Or maybe you have and you just need a little extra boost. So today, how your pick a card reading is going to work is, if you are new here, we are going to have a few piles laid out here. You'll be able to pick using your intuition. You should be called to one of the piles. And if you feel like you still need some clarification, I will put some crystals on there just so you can make sure that you've chosen the right one. I also want to remind you that this is a two-way street. Really, I am just the conduit to bring the cards to your attention, the universe or spirit or whatever you want to call it, whatever resonates with you. They are the ones, or it is the one who is bringing the messages. I'm just the conduit, and you are the one who is really going to take what you need and make meaning out of it. So what I always like to say whenever I do readings is that I'm just bringing it to your attention, but you are the one who is really going to know what it means. So without further ado, let's get these piles going. Before I shuffle these decks, I wanted to let you know that our focus question for the day is, where do you need to focus your energy? Since today is such a great day for manifestation, 11/11, you always hear people say 11/11, make a wish. There is a reason for that. So what we're going to do with these piles is I'm going to ask where you should put your focus. And then I love having just kind of a positive attractor card with it, because I think it just really adds something and shows you where you can put your energy. So let's find out kind of what's going on, where your energy has been flowing, and then what you can do to enhance it. All right, so at this point, you should feel something for one of the groups or piles. This is pile number 1, 2, and 3. So take as long as you need to kind of meditate and feel which one feels right to you. You should be being pulled to one of the groups or piles. If you feel like you're being pulled between one or the other, then I kind of like to do the elimination trick where I pick one and then I think, oh, what if I would have chosen this one? Do I feel better about it? Do I feel like the other one would have been better? So just kind of take your time and go back and forth between them. And if your message doesn't resonate, then you can always go back and choose another pile. So don't ever feel like you're going to choose incorrectly, because you can always go back and take what you need from another pile as well. I am going to throw some crystals on here, so that may help you with your decision as well. If you feel like you already know which pile you want, feel free to check the timestamps in the description and the pinned comment, and you can go ahead and go to your reading. But if you want to see those crystals, stick around. Got the crystals on there. So go ahead and see if one of these crystals helps resonate with you, and go ahead and jump to the timestamps below to see what your reading is. All right, pile number 1. Let's see what is in store for you. Pile number 1, where should you focus your energy? Right off the bat, we have so many pentacles that I'm feeling like this is going to have something to do with probably money, or maybe some stability. It might have something to do with practical concerns or even property. So some of you out there might be thinking about maybe purchasing some property, making some big moves. So let's take a look at what each of these cards means. We also have the 6 of Wands over here. So we've got some exciting things coming up for where you should focus your energy. Okay, so when I do my readings, I do them a little bit differently than some other people might do them. I am always drawn to the card on the right first. I know some people do their readings left to right, but for some reason, I like to do mine right to left, or to whichever card just feels like it needs to be read first. And I kind of do them in whatever order. So if I'm doing a specific spread, I might do it a little bit differently, but in this case, I think that intuition rules the game, and I really usually feel drawn to go to this card first. So you can even see that the artwork on there is that they are holding kind of a ball of light, and this is really showing me that you can focus your energy in a place where you feel like you are drawn to something. You probably know what this is, and you are going to be holding that in the palm of your hand very soon. You can see it's glowing, and it is something that is going to be bringing you quite a bit of joy. With the Ace of Pentacles there, it's really just saying the opportunities are really abundantly available to you, and this might, again, take form in some sort of financial situation, and that you're planting the seeds for further growth. So even now, if you're not thinking about buying any type of property or investing in something or making big financial moves, you might just be planting a few little seeds right now that are going to grow into something later on. So you can really put that energy into whatever you're thinking about and take that leap and not feel like it's never going to amount to anything, because this is kind of, the Ace of Pentacles brings in like a holistic wealth. So honestly, it could have to do with anything that you're trying to manifest, and ideas are flowing. You are rich, not just financially, but in relationships, in your career, your family, anything that you are doing, health. You are just going to be able to take all of these possibilities for the future and attract even more using whatever you are going to manifest. You are going to be able to take all of these possibilities and manifest even more growth, and you really have the support of the universe for whatever expansion you are trying to achieve here. With the 10 of Pentacles, that kind of goes with it a little bit. 10 can sometimes signify completion or the end of a cycle, or that you have kind of reached the point in the journey that you have needed to reach and overcome certain things. So this is really a sign that you can kick back, relax, and enjoy what you have done. So for this, it could be that you have planted some seeds that are now growing and you can kind of sit back and relax, or you can say, I have what I need. I am ready to just kind of take that moment, because it feels like you have not really let yourself relax very much. You've really been go, 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 and you have wanted to make sure that you have what you need. So just know that this kind of cycle is coming to an end, and your seeds are growing or have already grown, and the universe has your back. While we're doing Pentacles, let's just go ahead and take a look at the King of Pentacles over here. You can see, just based on his demeanor, what he looks like, his outfit, he has everything that he needs. He has manifested it. He is in charge. He has a lot of capital, a lot of security. He knows exactly what he has. He has used his ambition, and he has so much confidence from that. So he's responsible, though. You can see that he doesn't look like he's going crazy. He has financial stability, security, and in kind of a confident, cool way. So it's a very hardworking theme here, that you have really put in the hard work and you've got what you need. It is finally going to come to fruition. So where you can put your energy, this is just something that you have been working toward for quite a long time, and you are really going to have a richness in your vibration if you trust this. So go ahead and trust the process. It may feel like you have not been able to really get the things that you've wanted for a long time, but they are really around the corner. So this is just a sign to not give up and just keep going, keep seeking that quality over the quantity. I think that that sometimes has been something for you where I just am getting a quality over quantity type of situation. But if you're really trying to raise your vibration and raise your quality of life, you are going to just need to keep going and have that ease. Think of him. Have that ease that the universe has your back, and where you have been putting your energy, you are going to be able to just take solace and actually be able to enjoy it for once. And with the Six of Wands, this is really interesting because wands can signify like personal power, sometimes career, passion, confidence, enthusiasm, or growth, and you can really see that she is having fun. She has got her hands in the air. She's just kind of like riding the wave of life a little bit and kind of sliding down a slide almost, where she's like, hey, you know what? I can sit back and relax and kind of put my hands up a little bit. And this is just kind of a sign of victory, validation, acknowledgement, and literally you are killing the game. So just keep going. And all of these cards, it's always so interesting to me when I ask a question and all of the cards really point you in a very clear direction. They all go together, because I know that sometimes people say that tarot, you could make meaning out of any card that you want, and theoretically you could, but it just is so fascinating when all of the cards have this cohesive identity together, and I think it just strengthens the message so much. So with the Six of Wands, this is where you can trust that you're on the right path and you are going to be on top of the world soon. Lots of confidence. Take the praise, take the rewards, the recognition that you are slowly starting to get, and know that this is just the beginning. However, though, make sure that this is a great time to reflect, look back at where you have come from, because you have not always been on top of the world. You have had your fair share of struggles, and trying to get here has not been easy. So just keep that perspective, stay grounded, and you can use this to pivot into an entirely new level of your life, your career, and take those seeds that you have been planting and know that it has not been in vain. They are about to come to fruition, and I think you're starting to see a little bit of it, because it's making me feel like there's just a little bit of a hint of a smile where you know what this is. And even if you don't want to admit it, there is something in your life that is really going to come to fruition. And I hope it makes you excited, because this is something that is making me excited for you. And if you don't know what this is, and you're like, I don't know, I don't feel like the seeds have really been planted yet, know that this is your future. This is just what you are going to feel like when these seeds have been allowed to grow. So take them, plant them, let them grow, nurture them. And with your patience, this is going to be your abundant, victorious life. And pile number one, let's go ahead and let's get you a super attractor card to go with it, because on 11/11, we want to make some wishes, make some dreams come true. I know it's cheesy, but you know what? Gotta have some fun in life. All right, so what does pile one need to know about focusing their energy? The first one is, I choose to be a super attractor and have unwavering faith in the universe. So this is interesting. This could really be both ways. If you know what those seeds are, then you are just going to keep on attracting. If you're not really sure what they are yet, then this is a sign to have that faith that everything is going to be okay. And it is okay to put your energy into things that maybe you feel like are important, but you've been told by other people that it's never going to happen, or it's not worth it, or you've got too many other things you need to do. This is your sign to take that time, have that unwavering faith in the universe that you have those feelings for a reason, you have those ideas for a reason, and they are meant to grow and bring you lots of joy. Our second one is, when I surrender my will to the care of spirit and the universe, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being. So this one also really shows that if you are feeling like you're not sure right now and you're not sure you can ever achieve this abundance that we've just been talking about, really, if you have that faith and you surrender your will, both of these cards that really have that kind of theme, you are going to have that well-being, and it's going to be ever present. I love that, because I know that in the past few years, we've all had a lot of uncertainty, but knowing that in the end, there is a reason for everything that you've been through, and it is just building you into the person that you're meant to be and giving you the spiritual experience that you're meant to have here. So I think that overall, where you can put your energy is really just having the faith that the universe has your back and letting your life grow into what it's meant to be. So don't hold yourself back. Let go. Have some fun. Do what the Six of Wands is doing, and just let yourself be, so you can have all of this confidence and all of this wealth. So pile number one, I hope that this resonated with you. Please take what resonates. If you feel like it didn't resonate with you as much, feel free to go to another pile. And if you feel like this reading just didn't feel right, maybe it wasn't meant for you, and you can come back when we have another question. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and feel free to put in the comments what questions and what readings you'd like to see next. Thanks so much. All right, pile number 2. Here is your reading, and you've got a little bit of citrine on there, and citrine represents kind of like health, vitality, confidence, self-esteem, and just overall wellness. So I can't wait to see what the cards have in store for you. Okay, pile number 2. The citrine really had some strong symbolism here, because I have not had a reading in a while where all of the cards that come out are, we've got different major arcana cards in here. And this just goes to show that this is a really big piece of your life, and a lot of focus is going to be going towards something really big. And something that I was telling pile number 1 is that I always go toward this card first. I know that a lot of people do readings and they go left to right, but I am usually just drawn to this card first, and then I kind of go wherever I feel feels right, or I honestly go from right to left, because sometimes that's what feels right to me. And with tarot, a lot of times intuition is the name of the game, so that's just how I read. If you find it unusual, then that is the explanation for it. There's really no rhyme or reason. It is just what my intuition feels. If I'm doing a certain spread, then I'll read it that way. But right now, let's talk about the Chariot. So pile number 2, where should you focus your energy? With the Chariot, it has a lot to do with being focused on your goals and going straight towards a certain destination. So right off the bat, you might be thinking of something where you have been traveling along a path for quite a while now, and you can even see that she's kind of like flying along above the earth, and she's got her hands in the air. She's feeling very carefree, and she is speeding. You can see the trails being left behind her. So this could represent an actual physical journey, like going somewhere, going on a trip, something to do with travel, with moving, or just going from one place to another and taking a journey. So this is something where, as long as you are maintaining your focus, you are going to reach your destination with lots of success. And it is going to feel so worth it at the end, because you have really been working on this for quite a while, because this really represents a journey. So you've been taking this journey. You have not been so sure the entire time, but it is all going to be worth it with the Chariot. You can see she is, again, flying high above the earth. So she's not even touched by anybody who might be saying negative things or saying you can't do this or anything like that. She is on her journey regardless of everyone else, just like you are. This really shows an inner drive. And we've also, in this spread, we've got pentacles, which tend to kind of represent security, stability, money a lot of the time, and practical things. We've got him, and then we also have some swords, and swords are usually symbolizing that something is going to happen pretty quickly. Might have to do with communication, power of the mind, maybe some logic or rational thinking. So we've got some thinking. Things are going to happen fairly quickly here, and we've got definitely some success in the realm that you have been trying to manifest in. So let's go ahead and look at the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is also kind of like a slow and steady wins the race kind of vibe, along with the Chariot. So again, this really feels like this is something that you have been very patient with. You have been trying to kind of create some routines that are going to get you progress little by little. And I'm getting the feeling that you have almost given up on whatever this focus is quite a few times. And just deep inside of you, there is something that you're like, oh, but I've been so passionate about this, and it's what I want, and I want to make it happen. It just hasn't always been easy for you. So just trying to make sure that you are being true to yourself. And although you do have responsibilities and commitment, you can make this your responsibility and your commitment. So there is a way to balance this, and know that your strategy can work, and it is working. So once the Knight of Pentacles gets going, he's really got a lot of momentum. And if you are staying true to this vision, then eventually you're going to get to a point where there is no stopping it, and you're not going to have to worry about creating these little routines or focusing on it from day to day. It's just going to happen. So know that you're on this journey and that you can make this your responsibility, and it's not even going to feel like one, not in the traditional sense at least. Okay, let's look at the swords. Since we just looked at the Knight of Pentacles, I'm just going to jump to the Knight of Swords, just because we've got our knights here, and then we'll talk about the princess last. I do tend to do that. I do tend to leave this card for last. I don't know why. Again, it's just an intuition thing. It's just the way my readings tend to go. So, the Knight of Swords. This is telling me that there is an intense focus. And this is something where you are trying to forge the path ahead. So again, kind of feeding off of what we've learned over here, just really being able to surround yourself with like-minded people and people who are not going to be naysayers, because I'm getting that that's what you've dealt with a lot in your life. And maybe that's why you're not sure if this journey has been for you and it's been so hard to pick up the momentum, is because you've had people tell you that you can't. And I think that just elevating yourself above that, this has to do with elevation, and he does as well, a little bit more in the mind. This is a little bit more like literally get yourself away from anybody who's going to tell you that you can't do something. And this is mentally, like mentally tell yourself that you do not have to listen to those people. You don't have to be around them, and you can block them out if you physically have to be with them for a little bit longer. You are on a journey where you will not be with these naysayers anymore. And if you do have to interact with them, you are building a really strong foundation where you'll be able to block them out. I think that just making sure that you are keeping an eye. Again, this one also has to do with quality. So again, making sure that you are focusing on the quality of your work and leaning into that passion and being precise about it and taking the time to actually focus on it is going to be what is going to help those endeavors grow. Okay. I'm actually glad that we saved the princess for last. So the Princess of Swords has to do with ideas and things that are kind of floating around in your head that you have been kind of thinking about, fantasizing about, and when you think about it, you want to burst. Like you are like, I want to tell everyone about this. I want to explain it. I want everyone to be as passionate about this as I am. And it's hard because, again, I do feel like you've had some naysayers in the past, people who are telling you that you can't do that. But I can tell that there is a passion, a thirst, and you want to know how you can make this work. You want to know the ins and outs. You've done your research, and you may have done it a little bit sporadically, and you haven't had the pattern that you need to have and the consistency. And I think this is just really the time. And she brings kind of that time and experience, and the more you kind of go after you want, the more wisdom you'll gain. You can kind of see like all of the light shooting out of the sword here. I feel like that's like the wisdom and the light that you are going to bring, that is in your mind. It's within you right now. You just have to be able to bring it out and bring it to light and bring it to the world, and ignore all those people who are saying maybe that you can't do it. So where to focus your energy? I would say that focusing your energy on the things that you can do, starting small, because if you're focusing on that quality over the quantity, and the quality will turn into quantity, like they will balance itself out, because all of a sudden it won't be something that's just in your mind and kind of you're keeping it to yourself. It will be part of your life. It will be just omnipresent, and people won't be able to deny that anymore. And you might find some people who said like that'll never work out. You might find them very curious in your endeavors once it becomes a success. So let's go ahead and get some super attractor cards for you, just so you can see what you might be able to focus your energy on, and using this great manifesting day of 11/11 to make this happen. All right, your first one says, my true safety lies in my capacity to align with the love of the universe. So this one's really saying that the universe has got your back. And I say that a lot. That's because it's true. So if I say it enough times, perhaps that it will be something that people start to believe. Because this is something where you are aligning what you want with the universe, and it is going to bring you this love, this passion, this thing that you have in your mind that is just bursting to come out. Our second one says, appreciation dissolves all blocks to the present of my super attractor power. So just being grateful for what you already have, I think, is key here, because you may not have exactly what you want, but you have quite a few things that you maybe don't think about that you have that you are extremely grateful for. And that manifestation really starts with gratitude. So maybe even taking a moment right now to write out a few things that you're grateful for and truly feeling that gratitude. I remember feeling really frustrated when someone first told me, well, just write out a gratitude list, as if that would fix everything. And that is not the point of a gratitude list. The whole entire point of a gratitude list is to feel that passion and that joy and that love that you have for those things, because that raises your vibration, and that is going to allow you to align with the love of the universe and get you all of these things that you want. So if you have any time today, I would highly suggest just writing out things, people that you are grateful for and that you appreciate, and just feeling that love and letting yourself feel it. And it might feel a little bit cheesy. Sometimes it does. But eventually you'll be getting to a place where your high vibration is getting you all of these things that you've wished for quite a long time. So thank you, pile number 2. I hope a little bit of that resonated with you. If it did, feel free to like, subscribe, and come back for more. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see in the future, what questions you have, what topics you'd like for me to cover. If maybe it didn't resonate a lot with you, you can go ahead and choose another pile and take what you need from it. And if it just didn't resonate with you at all, this reading might not be for you, and you can come back another time. So thank you for watching. Okay, pile number 3. Your pile is very special because I was trying to go for 4 card piles, and I think that yours has an extra because it just really wanted to be there. So let's find out what it has in store for you. Okay. So pile number 3, you do have an extra card. You have 5, and you do have a couple of reversals. So we'll get into what that means. And I was telling the other piles, I do readings a little bit differently. To me, tarot is all about intuition, and the readings for some spreads are very laid out. You're supposed to read it this way. This card represents this. But generally when I do it, I just read the cards that feel correct first. And most often it feels like we need to start with the card over here. I know a lot of people read from left to right, but a lot of times I'm just drawn to this card first, so we get some context, and then we kind of unravel it. That is something that I feel like comes through in my readings a lot, is that you kind of start with a little bit of an idea, a little bit of a seed, and then as we kind of go through the cards, we can unravel the bigger picture. And I think that's really part of the beauty of tarot, is that you will, as I'm talking, kind of take the message that you know you need to take. And like I said at the beginning, I am just here to put the cards out as a spread, but you are the one who is really going to be able to make meaning of it in your own life and bring awareness to what needs to have some light shed on it. So let's go ahead and we'll start with justice. Thinking about where you need to focus your energy, it seems like the law is on your side. That's what justice kind of represents, and that things are balanced. So right now, you may not be so sure if the things that you're thinking about putting your focus and your energy into are worth it. And what I'm seeing with justice is that it is. And you have had some consequences for some things in the past, and you've learned from it. So taking what you've learned, this is really a time of growth for you, is what I'm feeling. So what you have done in the past is maybe just kind of leaped before you've looked, and now you've kind of been able to level up a little bit in life, grow up a little bit, and say, well, I think I should actually think about this before I make the plunge. So you have been able to stay a little bit more cool and level-headed recently, and that is going to help you in this focus. So even if you feel a little bit scattered, what I'm getting from this is that your energy is more balanced than what you think it is. Okay, so next we're going to take a look at the star. And what's funny about this is that it also really tells you the universe has your back. Like, you are the star. And it often has to do with healing, inspiration, and that you are going to trust in things that are a little bit beyond you, like kind of a little bit further out there in the universe than maybe you have in the past. Maybe you've kept it a little bit close to the belt, but you are really ready to kind of take that next step, and you're ready to do the work. And again, same with this, same thing here. We're getting a theme. The star is really about healing some old wounds, and you're ready to show off what you have learned in a positive light. It has to do with authenticity, your creativity, and something only you can do. Like, you are an individual and you're allowed to let that light shine. So maybe you felt like in the past that you can't let yourself shine because of maybe you're trying to let someone else have that spotlight, but this is your time to shine. And not in a way that you're going to bring anybody else down or take their spotlight, but again, it's really going to be a balance. This is really going to be a great time for you to show your transformation and show what you have learned. Now, the rest of these, what's interesting is that they're all cups, and cups have to do with kind of some inner directed, some reflection, emotions and relationships, and kind of that creativity and intuition. So I think this is something that you know, maybe what you've been keeping inside and keeping from other people because you don't want to be, that person on the stage taking up all of the spotlight, but it is time for that. So let's take that reflective time, take those emotions, and you are now going to use them in a different way. Now, let's go ahead, and I'm drawn to the Eight of Cups. I want to go ahead and talk about that a little bit before we go to the reversals. So just right off the bat, the number 8 often has to do with kind of recognition, material success, and you can see that she is sitting in a pool with cups lining the side. It almost looks like a runway with cups lining the side, and she's kind of staring out into that abundance in front of her. So essentially, your focus, I think, has to do with something where you, again, haven't been publicly recognized for things that you have been doing all along, but now you really are going to see that, and you are going to see it pretty clearly in front of you. And you've thought about it, you've had a lot of introspection, you've thought about it quite a bit, and it is now going to be kind of coming from what's within you to going to the outside world, and other people are going to be seeing it too. So to get to this point, it might feel like you have strived so much, you have worked so hard, and you might have felt unfulfilled so far. But what I'm getting is that is no longer going to be true, and you're going to be able to chase that joy and get to that place. And if it doesn't make sense yet, then I think the message and the focus is to continue chasing that joy. You might be feeling a little bit of burnout, and you may not really know where this is leading or where this is going to go. This is so funny because pile number 3 is always the most elusive for me, where I don't feel like I fully understand where things are going as much with pile number 3. I can get the message across, but I think that it is something more that's going to have to unfold for you in a longer amount of time. So it may not be something that you immediately, just right off the bat with the other piles, it's almost like they're going to know. This might be a slow burn for you, and you might be sitting just randomly thinking about something, or something is going to happen to you in a couple of weeks, and you might think back to this and go, oh, maybe this is what this was referring to. So I'm kind of getting that this is a slower journey for you, and you are just going to have to continue kind of going through this process, but don't let yourself run on empty, if that makes sense. So take the time that you need to take, and practice that self-care along the way, because it's really easy to get burnt out. It's really easy to feel unbalanced. So just know that your energy, you can focus kind of on this balance, focus on yourself. It is okay to be the star, and it is okay to kind of be able to take that introspection that you need to take that joy, appreciate the journey thus far, and you are kind of ready to level up and move past the things that you have been dealing with for a little while now. And it might feel overwhelming, but take a deep breath because this period of time is almost over. Okay, now let's take a look at our reversals. We got the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups. So let's look at the Two of Cups. So what this is telling me with the reversal of the Two of Cups is it almost feels like you have been kind of struggling to uphold some of your relationships right now. And you might have a rift in either a friendship, a relationship, a business partnership, or something where you're just feeling a little bit strained and you're not sure why, but there's just some miscommunication going on. It feels like there's a little bit of uneven footing where things used to seem really evenly matched, things used to go really smoothly, and now you're just feeling a little bit of upheaval and things are not feeling correct. But part of this is that you have learned what you need to learn from this, and you've taken that introspection and you have learned, and it is okay to kind of change things a little bit. It doesn't mean an ending necessarily. It could, but it could just mean that you are moving on to a different part of this union or relationship or partnership, and it's not going to be the same as it was before. And that's hard. Change is hard. Change feels scary. Change feels like the world is ending sometimes. So I think just realizing that you have learned what you need to learn and having your ego try and hold on to that as tight as it can be really tough and very stressful. And it can mess with everything. It can mess with the balance. It can mess with your own personal identity. So really just knowing that there is no one to blame. This is not a huge issue. It might feel uncomfortable, but you are just moving on to the next phase of your life with this situation. And then moving on to the Six of Cups, upside down. This is maybe talking about something that you haven't resolved. So Six can talk about like harmony, contentment, and community, and it feels like there's some discontent here. There's some disharmony. There's something where you're feeling like you have a perception of what something should be versus what your reality reflects, and maybe you're frustrated that it's not exactly what you want it to be. But accepting this, again, kind of similar to here, just that this is growth. I generally don't take reversals as something negative and horrible. It's just a different perspective, and it just tells you kind of how to take it and how to move forward. So taking some responsibility and accepting that maybe things are not where you want them to be right now, but they might be moving in that direction is just fine. So focusing your energy on the negative here is not going to help you to get this balance. You really need to be able to reflect and actually be able to do it. I think that's part of it, is you might be thinking like, oh, I've reflected, trust me, I've thought about it. But what I'm getting is that maybe there's still work there that needs to be done that you have been kind of gritting your teeth against, and you don't really want to do the work, and life keeps throwing things at you, and you think, well, again, why is this happening? I've been through enough. But I think it's because you maybe haven't done the actual work that you know you need to do because it's hard and it doesn't feel good. It will feel good once you have kind of done that shadow work, but it doesn't feel good to step into that at first. But just know that practice, the more you practice it, the easier it will get. And just know that it's not the end. I think that you actually might be the pile that is afraid of the reversals the most. And if you get those, or if you've seen those in previous readings, you might just immediately go, oh my gosh, this is not the reading for me. This is not for me. Because I think a lot of readers have kind of conditioned us to feel like reversals are inherently bad. But again, I just view it as a different perspective and a way to learn kind of what you need to hear, but maybe aren't willing to tell yourself or accept from someone else. Overall, I feel like your focus and your job and where you should put your energy right now is being able to have that balance, doing that inner work, having that introspection, because you are worth it. You are going to be that star, and all of your struggles are going to bring you to a place where you are going to be recognized for that. And I think that you're going to help others. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a sense that all of this is not just so that you can go through tough things. It's so that you can help others in the future when they are going through tough things. You will have that perspective because you have gone through all these different things, and you'll be able to provide that balance to someone else when they need it. So let's go ahead and let's get you a couple of super attractor cards to really help you to shed some positive light on things and move forward as you're doing that hard work within yourself. It's good to feel good, isn't it? And I think that you maybe have not felt good for a while now. I think you have been working on these things and you want to feel good. And trust me, that is coming. It is good to feel good. Let's get you one more. I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. So I think if you have been kind of going, trying to escape some of this work that you may need to do to get the balance, maybe slowing down and just knowing that it might be hard right now, but you are going to feel so good on the other side. Since you got an extra card for this one, I'm just going to give you one more as well. It just feels right. This one says, when I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. So what I'm hoping is this reading has opened a few doors for you, and you might be feeling a little more connected and know what you need to do, and kind of be able to take that and not tense up so much when something that you need to work on comes up, but just have certainty, have a little bit more ease, and take things as they come instead of gritting your teeth against them. So pile number 3, I hope that some of that resonated with you. If it did, please like this video, subscribe, and come back for more so we can build our community. If a little bit of it resonated with you, then you can even go check another pile if you weren't so sure. Also, feel free to leave anything in the comments. I would love to know which pile you chose, if you chose this one, especially my pile 3 people, because this was kind of an intense one. So please let me know if this resonated with you. And again, as always, if it didn't resonate with you and you're not sure what this means, it may come to you in a couple of weeks, a couple of months. It may come back to you later. And if it didn't resonate with you at all, this just may not be the reading for you. So please feel free to come back again and check back for more pick a cards. If you have anything you'd particularly love to see, please let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching.